Okay, guys, so we'll start. You all are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, Abdul.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so last time we covered the Snowflake pricing in detail, how the uh, compute resources are priced and how the storage is priced in Snowflake, uh, how the credit system works, and what are the various factors on which the Snowflake pricing depends, like the region, the cloud provider, and what other costs can be incurred, like data sharing. So all that stuff we covered last time, and so today we will start with the Snowflake releases. As I mentioned in the last class, that this is a topic which is important from the perspective of Snowflake certification. Uh, Normally, I have seen that one or two questions are asked from this area. Okay, so which is why it is important to know how Snowflake does its releases. And after this we will be creating our Snowflake accounts today, and I will be giving you a brief tour of each tab, what it means in Snowflake, and what are the various objects under the Snowflake, and we'll have a brief Webui tour, okay? And so we'll finish at there today. So, okay, without wasting any time, let's start with today's topic, which is Snowflake state releases. So the Snowflake basically releases its fixes or its new features, or things like that, in a weekly way. Okay, so as you can see, releases are released each week in the form of new features, enhancements, and fixes. Okay, so this happens each week. So and it is transparent deployment in the background. Okay, there is no downtime for you guys. You will like how in our normal IT day-to-day life, we see that we see mails that from so and so period and so day there will be a downtime because of production patching or upgradation or migration. So in that, in this, as far as Snowflake releases are concerned, there's no downtime as such. Okay, everything happens transparently in the background. There's no disruption of work for you guys, okay, as a Snowflake user. Okay, and every user, irrespective of its edition, whether it is standard, enterprise, business, virtual, private, everyone is entitled to use the advantages of this release. Okay, so mostly Snowflake, what kind of releases it will do? It will basically add some enhancements, maybe some new features, or maybe if there was some bug which they have found, they will try to fix it. So such kind of releases. Okay, so if you go to Google, we go there. Okay, so if you go to Google, they will show you the documentation. Okay, so they give you the documentation of what all features or enhancements or fixes they have done in this release. So if you see this October 26 to 27 here, let's if you click this, you will see the various kinds of fixes or features they have added in this release. Okay, so there'll be some SQL updates. I think they have added some describe integration command. Then there is some extensibility updates related to Java UDFs or user-defined functions. Then some parameter for submitting multiple SQL statements in a single request. So these are the various releases they have done. Okay. So there is some snow pipe related enhancement also. Pipe status changes to stop missing table when target table is missing, something like this. So this is what they have done in the last release. Okay, so if you're interested, you can always go and look at the documentation release wise, like what all have they been doing, each week. Okay, so that is what they're doing basically. When I say Snowflake does releases every week. So they are doing some SQL enhancements. As you saw for the Snowpipe related feature, they added some parameter called stop missing table, something like that. Then we saw some extensibility updates on the Java UDFs. So that's what it is meant by what when we say Snowflake releases. Okay. And that happens each week. There is no disruption for you. You can continue with your work seamlessly, like you are doing always. And every enterprise, every edition, and every user is entitled to use the advantages of these new features, enhancements, or fixes. Okay, and we should know what types of releases are there. So there's a full release. Okay, then there's a patch release, and then there's a behavior change. So full release is nothing but a combination of new features, enhancements, and fixes. Okay. Patch is related to mostly fixes or bugs. Okay. Then behavior change is basically a monthly release. If this is this basically sometimes can impact a particular feature of a Snowflake. So which is why this is done on a monthly 2 monthly basis. So for the initial 1 month, there is a rigorous testing going on for that on the customer simulated databases. Okay, and then on the next month they do the release. So this is a 2 monthly process, and these two are weekly. Okay, full release and patch releases. Then what all do they do before the release? They do regular build testing and continuous workload and performance testing. Okay, so this is the part of testing framework they adopt before doing the releases. Hey guys, sorry, I think I got disconnected.
Now we can hear Abdul.
Sorry, I think I got disconnected.
No
Uh,
issues.
you're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, now we are able to see.
Okay, can you please tell me like till where you could hear me?
From the behavioral change, you said no.
Okay,
Up to that, we are able to.
okay.
That will be done month-wise like that. Okay.
Right. So yeah, so there are three types of releases, guys. One is the full release, as I mentioned, then this patch, which is just related to fixes, and behavior changes, a release which can impact a certain feature. Okay, so it can impact the ongoing queries, or so what they do is they release it on a 2 months basis, and in the initial month they do a rigorous testing, and then the next month they do the release, and the customers the accounts, they can opt for disabling this. Okay, till the period of 2 months, so that it doesn't impact them. But ultimately they have to enable it, but they can increase this period of disabling to much more months maybe, but you have to contact Snowflake for that. Okay. So this is basically a little theoretical, guys. I mean, I have not been involved in this in the real life scenarios, but this is important to know because it comes in the certifications. Then, as I said, that before the release deployment, actual deployment, there is a rigorous testing which is in the form of regularly build testing and then continuous workload and performance testing. So this is all going behind the scenes. Okay, so you will not be aware of all this, but this is going all behind the scenes. Okay. So you need to understand that what is the process of release, like what are the different stages in which Snowflake releases its new features or fixes. So what happens is it once a release has been deployed, it does not move all the accounts to a release at the same time. Okay, so they are all the accounts in the Snowflake. So they are divided by the editions basically. They are all moved in stage-wise process. Okay, so it is a 2 days, 3-stage process. Okay, remember 2 days, 3-stage process. So what happens are that in the stage one, whatever standard accounts and some enterprise or higher accounts, you can request Snowflake for an early access of the release. Okay. For example, if there's a release going to happen next week, so you can in advance tell Snowflake team that we would like to have the release deployed on the day one, which is the stage one, so that we can do certain production testing ourselves. And if there is any issue, then we can contact the Snowflake support for that. Okay, so that you can request Snowflake, but that is called as early access. Okay, but that is only for standard accounts and designated enterprise accounts. Okay, then on the day one, same day, stage two, regular access is given to the standard accounts. Okay, and then on the third day, it is not third day, sorry, day two, stage three, that is the next day. All the enterprise editions and higher accounts, they are deployed with the releases. Okay, and the minimum amount elapsed between the early access and final stages is 24 hours. So see, 1 day gap is there. So early access folks on accounts will have a 24-hour gap as compared to the regular deployment of the release for the other accounts. Okay, and this basically also helps them to respond to any issue. I mean, if you get the early access, and if there is any early, is there any bug which has been identified by the accounts. Accounts means the businesses, basically the users that are using Snowflake, right? So if they have any issue, they can always go and connect with Snowflake support and try to get it resolved. So what Snowflake does it, if it is not able to resolve it, it delays the release. Okay, so first preference is always given to the full release, and next the patch release. So if there's an issue in the patch full release, they delay the patch release. Okay, that's how it works. And it enables the designated enterprise accounts for early access testing. Okay, so this is a brief. Even if you go to the documentation, there's not much written. It's pretty much here what I have summed up in this PPT. Uh, you just need to know the frequency of the releases, the types of releases, in how many stages it does the release deployment. Does it impact your work? Does it disrupt your day-to-day activity if a Snowflake release is going to be deployed? Such kind of questions are basically asked. Is it transparent to all the users? Such kind of questions are asked. Okay, for as far as this particular release subject area is concerned. Uh, okay, so let's move forward, and each one of you, please open Google and let's create Snowflake account today, guys. Okay, and finally, we will get to see the web UI and all. So please follow this step or and go to Snowflake login here. Okay, this screen will come on your desktops or laptops. Click on start for free. Okay, please fill the details here. This is the third time I'm creating my Snowflake account for free using the same email ID. Okay, so I'm not sure up to how many tries it will go, but I have created it for the third time. I just recently recreated my account using the same account, so same email ID, and it let me do it. So I think you can continue with the same email ID even if it expires. Okay, fill these details, guys, and then continue. Choose business critical, okay, and AWS. Okay, AWS, and then choose region as Asia Pacific. If you guys are out of India, please choose accordingly as per your regions. I think somebody is staying outside India. I think Shiva is staying outside India. So I mean, Shiva, you can choose as per your region, and the other folks who are from India can choose Mumbai, and then get started. Okay, and it will ask for it will send a mail to you. Let me know once that happens. So I'll wait for you guys till Okay, so you will get a mail like this.
So, you told us to choose enterprise account, right?
No, business critical. Because there are certain scenarios which are enabled for business critical edition only. So which is why it is good for us to choose that edition. So did anybody receive mail on your Gmail accounts?
Yeah, I have received it and I've created the username password. Abdul.
Yes, Abdul. This is Venkat. I also received and created.
Okay, okay.
So currently showing me welcome to Snowflake's some run a query in the worksheet like that kind of.
Okay, okay. Just a second. Can you share your screen, Venkat?
Yeah, okay.
I made you the host. You can now share your screen.
Abdul, can you able to see?
Yes, I'm able to see it. Cool. Just minimize. Just click on the minimize. Yeah, just cross that window as well. Okay. So guys, Venkat, can you please show your mail also once? Okay, guys. So see, once you receive this mail, okay, it will ask you to activate your account. there you will have to go and activate, and you can fill in your username, whatever username you want to give. And there's this URL which you will receive, as you can see on the screen of Venkat, https gm40347. So this will be the URL always through which you will log in with your username and password, whatever you have filled in when it asks you to activate your account. So this will always be your URL. Okay, I will explain you what this URL means. Okay, you cannot go to Google and say Snowflake login, and from there you cannot log in after you have created the account. Okay, every account gets a particular URL. Okay, so that URL is specific to that particular account. Only that account can use that particular URL. It's not a common login for all. Okay, like how AWS has, right? It is not a common login. Every one of you have a specific URL given to you. Okay, so keep this point in your minds. Yeah, okay. So please go to the worksheet, Venkat. Okay, so once you once you log in to your URL, you will see this screen. This is nothing but your web UI. Here you will be doing your development and firing your queries, setting up your warehouses, and so many other activities. Okay, so this is going to be your IDE, basically, integrated development environment, right? Where we do our development and all that. So this is going to be your IDE, and in Snowflake terminology, we call it as Web UI. Okay, I am going to give you a brief tour of all these buttons and tabs here, what all they do, and then take it forward from there. So guys, please let me know if every one of you have been able to log in and you're able to see this screen, this kind of screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Venkat, please make me the host again. Just go to my name, click on more, and make me the host. Yeah, go to participants. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys.
And Abdul, maybe in production real time, it will be kind of SSO only, right? It will not kind of username password, right?
Yes, it is mostly SSO or multi-factor authentication is there.
Okay. Actually, maybe I saw one point actually. When you're going to that different, maybe that standard business critical, in that one point was there, no federal authentication that was related to SSO login actually. That's supposed to be SSO login without username.
Which edition? In standard,
right? In standard, we start from standard itself.
Yeah.
So there was one point actually, federal authentication. So that refers to the SSO login actually.
Okay. Yes. So what happens is basically, I was going to come to how in real life, how the dev environment, how the UAT environment and production environment are created. I will be coming to that in future sessions. Okay. So basically, you never choose same editions for each different environments, because each of them has a different costing, right? So for dev and testing, most of the times you go for a lesser edition, and that's how we do it. So I was going to come to it when we come to the future classes. So I'll let you know about that. Okay.
And also, Abdul, is this the only way we can log into Snowflake, or do we have any programmatic access to log into my Snowflake account using Informatica DB connections or API connection?
Yeah.
There's another way to connect programmatically, right?
Yeah, 100%. So this can be connected to ATLs. This can be connected to Python. This can be connected to Java, Scala, Spark, anything. Okay. So I'll tell you once I open my web login. I'll show you. Okay. So guys, let's understand the URL here. So as you can see that we all have got a specific URL. Okay. So always the first part here, for me, it is ON45165. This is the account identifier. Okay. So this will be my account ID always. Okay. So for you guys also, whatever is there before the first dot, that is your account identifier. Second is your region. Okay. So AP South 1 dot, AP South 1 is my region. And third is my cloud provider, this AWS. Okay. And you can have a customized account name also. For example, if you're working for Infosys, maybe, or whatever project under Infosys, if you're working for, say, SBI, so it can be some Infosys SBI, whatever like that. So it can be also created, but there is a org admin role, okay, that can create customized account names. Okay, but right now we are not having that role. So that is why, we have got a Snowflake generated account identifier. So what we have is a Snowflake generated account. Okay. So and this can be created via Webui, which is the one which we are going to log in, or it can be created through SQL also. So SQL means you can fire SQL command on the Webui and do that. Okay, so let's go. So this is how it is split, guys. Okay. First part is account identifier. Second part is your region, which you had chosen when you were creating the account. And this is nothing but your cloud provider. Okay. So I'm going to log in now. Okay. Let me just close these worksheets because, I mean, there's another batch going on. So, showing some demos to them. Okay. So you will see this, this message here on the top, visit our documentation. So this is a very important link, guys. If you go here, you will be directed to Snowflake documentation. Okay. And there are so many topics here to learn Snowflake. Whatever topics we discuss here, you can always go and look up on this documentation. It is a wonderful documentation. You should not miss it. You should keep a habit of reading the documentation. It is a very good documentation, very verbose, and gives even examples to explain things. For example, if you go to introduction to Snowflake, so it will, and if you want to go to a specific topic, say key concepts and architecture, so it will take you to the video and will explain you the architecture, okay, of Snowflake, the three layers and all that. See, the database storage, query processing, your cloud services, how to connect to Snowflake and all that. So this is the documentation you should always refer to and keep a habit of reading stuff from here. Okay. Then if you want to close this message, you can always just cross and close it. Okay. Let's start from the extreme right here. So this you're seeing here, APD31 Snowflake, this is a user. Okay. This is the user which you have logged in with. Okay, when I say user, be very specific with the terminologies because in future you will see why these terminologies need to be very specific. Okay, so this is the account. This is the account. This is the user. Let me just draw it also. Okay, this is my account. ON 45165. Okay, I logged into my account, and this is one of my users. Okay, so users, so it can have many users, right? So the user that we created while creating the account, that is the one which we logged. So let's say this is the user, and my user is this one. Okay. So are you seeing the hierarchy? Under the account comes the users. Okay, under the account comes the users. This whole box here is my Snowflake account. Under that, there is one entity users, and one of the users that I've created during the account creation is ABD31 Snowflake. For you, it will be whatever you have chosen. Okay. So, so I hope you got the difference between this account and this user. If I click here, okay, you can change your password here if you want to. If I click on switch role, you guys can also do simultaneously if you want. You will see these 5 default roles. These are default roles or predefined roles which Snowflake gives you every time you create a new account. Okay, so these roles will be there for you by default. Okay, account admin, sysadmin, public security admin, and user admin. There is a completely separate topic to understand roles and users because it is a little different from the traditional databases and traditional data warehouses. So there's a completely different session on that. So we will be covering all this in details. So as of now, you should know that these are the 5 default roles you get every time you create an account. Okay. So how do we look at that? You will have some roles also. Okay, these are your roles. So why I'm drawing these pictures, guys? Because it is important from the perspective of hierarchy. So you will understand what I mean by that in some time. So you will have default, you will have default roles here. Okay. Under the roles also, you will have some default roles. Okay. So those 5 roles, default roles. And then you can have customized roles also, which what I mean by is that you can create your own roles as well. So this is my default and this is customized roles also. If you create, you will have some customized roles also. So that will start to appear here in this list once you create something. Okay, that is done. Then see here, this is our account. Okay, you see this URL here. Same, this is the account. See the addition, business critical I had chosen. This is my cloud provider and this is my region that I had chosen. So this is the information you can see here. If you add, you can do some settings here, like this is your preferences. If you want to change your password, change your email address, this is some related to a multi-factor authentication. So we will see that in details later on. Okay. Let me go back to my screen. Okay, guys. So can I request? Yeah.
I have one doubt actually, this Venkat. Can I choose a different cloud provider and have the same username?
Yeah.
It will support?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. So see, this is your, it's very simple. See, this is hosted on AWS, right? This is on AWS, correct? So if you have this whole thing created on Azure, it's got nothing to do with this. It is going to be a completely separate account for you. Okay, this account identifier might be different. Of course, it will have to be different because Snowflake will be generating it. So this will be unique for every account, basically. Okay. So
that means I can have AWS also. I can create a ABD that use this username.
Yeah.
It will support. So it will not
Yes,
throw like Gmail, like already username does not exist like that.
Right? No, it should not. It should not.
Okay.
So I mean, you can definitely go and try it out. Okay, I have not tried it out yet, because but see, if we have databases, different databases. Okay, say this is my Oracle database 1 and Oracle database 2. These are not linked to each other, right? I mean, they can be linked via database link. If I want to query something between them, I can create a database link. But I can create some user with same name and same name here also, right? Even for tables also, I can create a same table name and same table here. They're not linked at all to each other, right? So maybe if you want to try out, you can try out on and let us know. But from my understanding, it should not be a problem.
Okay.
Abdullah Sudhakar here. I have one query.
Yeah.
Means whenever a user created an account for him, right? Generally, one user can have one account, right? How one account can be mapped to multiple users. Here, in this case, in the picture which you have shown earlier, there you are telling like one account can have multiple users. How is it possible? In which case?
Okay, so the user has not created the account firstly. Okay, you need to get that concept clear that the user has not created account. Account got created and then you created a user. Okay, so first you got an activation mail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means congratulations, your account is created. After that, they said go and activate, right?
Yeah.
So after that, you created user, correct? So it is not
Okay.
correct to say that user created account. That is wrong. That is why I was telling concentrate on the terminology very cautiously, and that is why I am showing the hierarchy also. Account is outside. If you see, account is outside, and inside the users are there.
Okay, we can create multiple users with this.
Yes. So this account can have multiple users created under it. Okay. So don't say user created the account, say account got created and then the user got created.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. See what it says, activate your Snowflake account, right? First mail which you all of you guys got, activate your Snowflake account, which means your Snowflake account has been created. When you go and click activate, it will ask you to enter a username and enter your password, whatever. So basically, first you created account and then you created user. Let me go back to the worksheet. Yeah. So this part, I hope it's clear, quite easy to understand. Okay. Now let's.
Abdul.
Yeah.
Abdul.
Yeah.
See, I have a question.
Yeah.
See, when we create a AWS account, it by default you have account, right? But if you want to log into this account, you need some user. Without
so I logged in with this user.
Yeah, this ABS31S Snowflake, right? It's sysadmin. You mean to say when you create an account, a default user will also get created, right?
Okay, so this is Shiva, right?
Yes.
You got the you created your account and you were able to log in.
Yeah, I'm able to log in, but
okay.
So the moment
make you host.
Yeah.
Share your screen. Okay.
Yeah, this is my account, right?
Right. So yeah, just a minute. So when you got the mail, okay, first you went and did all those filling the details and you chose AWS and all that, and then you got a mail, click activate Snowflake account, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Then you opened that box for activation. You went there and you created this G Shiva MCA, right?
Yeah, that is my G-Shiva MCA is my account username.
Yeah, so that is nothing but user only. So the above URL is your account. The first identifier is your account. And when you are going to log into that account, you are going to log in with this user which you created when you activated the account. So this is kind of your Gmail user, G Shiva MCA. So now tell me what doubt you have.
Right. Okay. Now, so technically what I believe is, the moment we create an account, the account also have some user, right? So the G Shiva MCA is my user now,
Yes, yes.
right? So which means that by default some users are being created. That is what I understand this. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so did you simply go and activate and did it send you a mail? Okay, this is your username from today and this is your password login. No, right?
No,
You had to give in the username that you wanted, correct?
I did not give, because when I created the account, I gave this is my account username and password, like that.
But that you might have given after activation, right? Or no?
Yeah. Once I created the account, I got the email. Then this email, activate your Snowflake account, right? Here,
Yeah.
once I go click activate, then that is
Yeah.
when it is asking the username and the password.
So that is the time you created it.
The user, right?
Yes, yes. That is the
Okay.
time it got created.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Got
it would have given you a default user and said, okay, this is all. Ideally, normally we get a user called admin, right? Admin and or a root or something like that, and then they say, okay, log in with this, and then you can create another user which you can log in with separate later on, right? So in this case, it's not that case. I mean, you just got an account, okay, the whole Snowflake account you got, and then during activation, it asked you to create the user with which you can log in.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. So that user has a role of sysadmin. That is what I'm able to see.
Yeah. So if you go back, click on that. Click on that.
Yeah.
So if you see switch roles, so this particular user can assume different roles, those 5 roles by default. You can keep changing the roles for that. Okay. So this user has those roles by default.
Yeah. It is working in line with the AWS architecture. So AWS, it is called root user, right? So through root, we will log in using the root user. Then we will create so many users. Then we'll create the roles, assign those roles to this user. That is how that IAM access identity access
IAM,
management.
yes, correct.
Yeah,
Correct. That's how we do it. But I will request you to not compare it with Snowflake, because further when we study, it will not be really in line with Snowflake as such. Okay. So,
okay.
can you make me the host back? Is your query okay?
I got now. I got
Okay.
now.
Okay, please make me the host back.
Okay, make stop share. Yeah, I stopped share.
Yeah, you can
Abdullah,
just
here
click
again.
on. Yeah, just 1 minute, Sulakar. You can Shiva, you can click on my name, Arumugam. Okay, that is not my name, but that's what I'm logged in with. You can click on Arumugam, click on more, and make me host.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Sudhakar, go ahead.
Do I need to have this AWS knowledge prior to Snowflake? This is really helpful. Actually, I'm not aware of AWS anything.
No, you don't need to be an expert in Snowflake. In AWS. You just need to know the basics of how cloud works, what is cloud, and what are the different cloud providers, and some specific services that we use for Snowflake that I'm going to cover anyway. That part, okay. So you just need to know what cloud is and what are the different cloud providers, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to be expert in AWS to learn Snowflake.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So as I said, by default, you get 5 roles whenever you create your account, and all these 5 roles get attached to that user. Okay, so out of those 5 roles, this particular user that we created, it can assume any role. Okay, so and if I want to change, I can change it from here. So I can change it to account admin. I can change it to security admin, whatever I want. So that user is entitled to all these roles. Okay. Had it not been entitled to some of the role, it would not have shown only here. Okay, it will not show you. If suppose if it did not have sysadmin associated with that user, it will not show you here. Okay, so when it is showing you the list here, when you click on switch role, you can go and switch to any role. Okay, so as of now, just remember, account admin is the most powerful role. Okay, it can do anything. As of now, just remember, as I said, this is a separate topic. We will look in great detail. And it is a very interesting topic. I'm sure you all will enjoy it also. And I enjoy that teaching that particular area as well. So as of now, just consider that account admin is the most powerful amongst all these. So you can change anything. I have changed it to account admin, as you can see. Then let's go directly to the left side. This is nothing but a databases, the list of databases you will see here. These are all the default databases given to you when you create your account by Snowflake. Okay. So there's a demo DB. You can see when it got created, who is the owner of the demo DB. It's the sysadmin. Okay. This is util DB, which is created again by sysadmin. This is Snowflake sample data. This is Snowflake database. Okay, I will. So these are all default databases given to you. Then these are shares. So what shares means is basically when you share database with different accounts. Okay. For example, this is my account here, ON45165. Similarly, if you look at this picture, similarly, there will be one more account somewhere, right? Suppose this is the one more account. Okay, and maybe this is maybe say Shiva's account. Okay, so I'll just say Shiva right now. Shiva account, okay. And under it, he will have users and all that. So when I have created some databases inside my account, suppose here this is my databases. Okay. So I can share with Shiva. I can share my databases with Shiva and vice versa. Shiva can share his databases with me, with my account. Okay. So if I am accessing somebody else's databases outside my account, then for me, it will be inbound. Okay. That means I am accessing somebody else's database. Okay. And if I am giving my database to someone, that will be outbound for me. Okay, so if I give my database to Shiva, it's going to be outbound for me. If Shiva gives his databases access to me, it will be inbound for me. Okay, and vice versa. For Shiva's perspective, it will be vice versa. Okay, now you all must have worked on traditional databases. I mean, except for Sudhakar, I think he's fresher. So this question is not for him. So this question is for maybe I'll. Okay, so Vinod, you have worked on databases, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think Teradata, right?
No, SAP HANA.
SAP HANA. Okay. So can you tell me in the databases, under the databases, you create users? Do you create, I mean, apart from tables, you already, I mean, there are so many objects that you can create under databases, right? So do you create users under the database?
Yes, user profiles. Then we create roles.
Yeah.
And assign the roles to the users. So inside the role, we have different privileges for them, like
correct.
whether he's going to be a view only, he's going to be a developer or a business user. Based on it, we'll have all the DML operation he's going to do, or just a select operation he's going to do. Based on that, we'll create.
Absolutely. So this is what it looks like, right? For SAP HANA. This is your database. Yes. Under this, you will have users roles, right?
Yes.
Okay. Venkat, similarly for you, this might be the situation.
No, Abdul. Normally for maybe SQL, MS SQL. First, we'll create the user, and then for the user, we'll have the roles. That roles will have default some what are the options, and then for that user, we'll assign the database actually, which database he can access like that.
So do we call that schema or user? Because schema is a different thing and user is a different thing. Right?
What, Abdul?
No, I'm saying a schema is a different thing and a user is a different thing in traditional databases, right?
I couldn't get you, but but this was normally will do actually.
Okay.
So maybe some user have access to maybe uh, critical database. Some may not have access to the critical databases, and some will have only the kind of DDL, and some will have DML. So select, and some will have insert option based on the roles we assign.
Okay. So you're talking about MySQL, right?
Yes,
Okay.
MS SQL.
MS SQL. Okay. Shiva, I mean, of course, you might be having experience on databases as well. What is your take on what Venkat said?
Sorry, Abdul, what is your question?
No, I'm saying you might have worked on some traditional databases, right? Oracle or something like that.
Yes.
So I'm saying, so like how Vinod said, under the databases you have users, then you have roles and all that, right? So
Yeah.
so what I'm trying to understand from you, like whatever database, traditional database or data warehouse that you have worked on, so what is the pattern like under the
The
databases you
same.
create?
Yeah. Database is top in the hierarchy. Then
Yeah.
we'll have a different schemas,
Correct.
roles. Yeah, that's
Correct. So guys, I mean, see this thing which I've opened up is a database, okay? This whole thing. Under that, this HRUC is a schema, okay? And under this schema, you have different objects like tables and all that, correct? So so this is Oracle, which I've opened. Okay. So can you see? So under this, I'll be creating roles and all that. Okay. So can you? So this is not relevant here. This is basically I was drawing what Vinod was saying. Let me remove it. Can you see some difference here? As compared to what Vinod said or what Shiva said. So see, the difference is users and roles are not under databases. I mean, they are under account. Okay. So hierarchy wise, users and roles will be always under account. They will never be created under databases. But that is not applicable to traditional databases, correct? So this is a kind of difference you can see with Snowflake. Okay, so I explained what share means, guys. Let me come to data marketplace. So here, this is nothing but here you will get to see a lot of sample data sets. There are so many vendors across the world who share their data sets. You can bring them into your Snowflake, and maybe you can do your analysis on it, or fire your queries, do your use cases or whatever. So I will show you one example. Let me log in to the data marketplace. So you get a dashboard like this when you log into, you have to log in with your username and password, same that you created while activating the account. And this is your dashboard here. And from here, you can see various data sets. Okay, these are the business providers who provide you with various data sets, and across the domains like financial, weather, commerce, health, life sciences, whatever, fraud analysis, whatever is your area of interest, you can go to that particular subject area and see what all data sets you have. So for the recent happenings like say COVID, see there are so many providers for data sets. So I had taken one provider's data set like star schema. Okay, so this provides you with COVID data set. Okay, so if you go and have a look, it will show you the sample tables, the different fields that come with it, some sample queries, get total case count by country. So by countries, if you want to get a total cases, this is the query. So this is a table. Okay, these are the columns within it. Okay, change in mobility over time, date dependent case fatality ratio, and all that stuff. Okay, so if you want this to work on this data set for whatever requirement you have, as an analyst, or maybe you want to just do some SQL queries and practice on it, you can do that. Okay, so how to do that is, see here, it's free for you. Okay, some data sets might not be free, so you might have to contact Snowflake support for that. So if I want to get this into my Snowflake account, I can just simply go and click get data and see what it says. Get ready to query, no additional storage cost. There will be no storage cost for you. Data is updated daily. So whatever data will be updated, it will be automatically reflected to you. And query this data instantly in a new database. Takes no storage in your account. So you will not be charged for it basically. And by this name, it will be created. Okay, COVID-19 by star schema. And there's more options. Who all can access this database apart from sysadmin? Because see, I have logged in here with sysadmin. It is showing sysadmin here, right? Behind this window. So what other role can access it? So I can say, okay, this role can access it. Okay. And then if I do get data, I will get it. So let me show you some stuff. See, it says your selected role cannot get data. Choose a role that has the import share privilege to get this data, or please contact your account administrator in sufficient privilege to accept data exchange listing terms. So basically, sysadmin does not have the privilege to do this. So I will go and select the most powerful role, account admin. And then I should be able to do it. Okay, I have switched it to account admin, guys. I'm going to get data, and I am going to now get data. See, data is ready to query. Done. Now, so this is one subject area which I have chosen. You can as per your interest, if it is sports, maybe then go to sports. There's so many data set providers. Okay, or even if not this Snowflake data marketplace, you can go to Kaggle also. Go to Kaggle, download data sets from there. But you will have to manually create the tables, manually create databases for that. But this will be directly imported into Snowflake. Okay, so we have got data, guys. I chose account admin because the sysadmin role did not have the privilege to do that. Okay, and now let me go back to my worksheet. Let me go back to worksheets here. See, I'll have to refresh it. See, I'm able to see my data set here now. COVID-19 by star scheme. Okay. So this is what data marketplace is for. You can go and get some data sets there. And I just showed you how to get it. If you are interested, we are not going to work on this anyway. But if you are interested, you can always import data set as per your interest. And yes, you can play around with it. Cool. Moving forward, warehouses. This will probably be an area of interest for all of you. When we were discussing warehouses in great detail, you all had so many questions. If you guys also can, please click on this. You will see compute warehouse. Okay, you will not see this. Okay, you will see compute warehouse, right? So this is the default warehouse, guys, which Snowflake provides. to every person who creates the account for the first time. Okay, default. And if I click on configure here, it will open up its properties. So as you can say, the name is compute warehouse. This is a custom name. You can give any name you want. Then remember we said there are the warehouses. So this is the middle layer, guys, where the query processing happens. Okay. So these are the virtual warehouses layer. Okay. So as you can see, you can create so many warehouses here, depending on your requirement, whether you want to use some warehouse for an ETL purpose, whether you want to create it for data, say reporting purpose or whatever purpose. Okay. So in here, we can say we have something called as warehouses also. Okay, in this you can create warehouses. So okay, as you can see, this also comes directly under account. Okay. So yeah, so as I had told you last time, that warehouses comes in different sizes as provided by Snowflake. See this. Extra small, small, medium, large, and so on. Okay, and then their credit charges are also given here. And extra small is 1 node, small is 2 node, 4 node, and so on. So now you will be able to visualize. So here is the size. You can choose the size here. See, and they have given the credits also per hour. What will be consumed credits if you use this warehouse for so many hours, depending on the size. Okay. So these are the different sizes. So max size provided currently by Snowflake is 6x, which means 512 nodes, guys. 512 nodes. Okay, and if you use them for 1 hour, it will be 512 credits. Okay. And maximum clusters, as I told you, each warehouse, under each warehouse, when you choose a size, you can choose the cluster also. So maximum clusters, this particular warehouse which was created chose maximum clusters as 1. Okay. So you can choose up to 10, guys. Okay, 10 clusters. So if I choose 2, then it will open up one more option, which will say minimum cluster. So basically this minimum cluster is, so if you have 2 clusters, so what this minimum cluster means is, whenever we activate this warehouse, how many clusters should be spinned up minimum. So see, the number of active clusters will vary between the specified minimum and maximum values based on number of concurrent user queries. Okay, but minimum cluster is that, okay, once I start my compute warehouse, what is the minimum cluster I need to spin up? So you can choose from here. So obviously you cannot go beyond the maximum cluster you have chosen. So you can choose as 1, depending upon your use cases. Okay, and as and when
Abdul,
yeah.
Sorry, I have a question. Right
Yeah.
here, now we have an option to dynamically scale up our warehouse capacity. But right, the scale out. So we don't have any such capacity to scale out my data warehouse. For example, I have chosen X small, which means that only 1 node has been allocated to my warehouse. But I can select a maximum cluster of 10, right? When it is needed, when the system recognize that I need multiple clusters, it will establish the multiple cluster of single node cluster, right? It is scaling out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, scaling up, right? But
no, scaling out. Clusters.
Scaling.
Clusters
Now,
is scaling out. When you spin up more clusters, that is scaling out.
Scaling up, yeah. So we don't have dynamically, we don't have option to dynamically scale out our warehouse, right?
No.
Which means that, I will explain my question, Abdul.
Yeah, just a minute. See, this is my, let me tell you from the compute warehouse perspective. Okay, this is my warehouse, compute warehouse which Snowflake has given. Okay, and it says it is of extra small size, right? So, and it says 1 cluster. So this is my 1 cluster, and this is my 1 node, extra small. Okay, this is my compute warehouse. Okay, now, yeah, ask your question.
Yeah, now we have only option to increase the number of clusters. Right?
No, you have option to increase size also.
No, the maximum cluster you said, right? So
No,
the maximum means, which means that whenever it requires, it can expand to, if you select 10, right?
yeah,
Whenever it requires, right, it can, Snowflake will launch multiple clusters with the same single node, right?
yes, yes. If you
Yeah,
choose the single node, then it will do. Yes.
yeah. So here technically we don't have option to do both scale out and scale up in the same time. That is what I mean to say.
No, no, not at the same time. But
Yeah.
if you want to go and resize it later, you can do from here again.
No, I got it, Abdul. Resize is fine, right? After
Yeah.
I feel that, okay. So when we have the concurrency issue can be dynamically addressed here, but the
Yes,
performance issue cannot be dynamically addressed.
it can be dynamically addressed. You'll have to resize it.
No, yeah, resize is fine, Abdul. But when my job is running, right?
You are saying
For
like
example,
this, right? You are saying in my one warehouse, one cluster is of extra small and other cluster
yes,
is of small. You are saying this, right?
yeah,
No, no, that is not possible.
yeah, that is what I was trying to understand. I got it now. So only one way we can dynamically Snowflake can expand the capacity, warehouse capacity.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's a yeah, it's a yeah, got it, yeah.
But you can do one thing also, like for example, just let me remove this. Okay, suppose if you say, okay, my query is working, it is not working properly, I want to scale up. Okay, so you can scale up. I mean, go and change this setting here. Say you want to make it medium. Okay, so how this will look like is in the, and you suppose you have just one cluster. Okay, so how this will look like is medium is 4 nodes, right? So it will look like this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got it. I completely got it, Abdul. My question is, I have both the issue at the same time, both concurrency issue and performance issue.
Yeah.
The concurrency issue can be resolved on the runtime itself if you have chosen the higher cluster number, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but the same time, the performance issue cannot be addressed at the same time. I have to either kill the job, increase the small to big, large, or and all, then run the job, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah,
You
that
got
is what
it.
I wanted to. Yeah,
You got it. And I will be discussing that in the coming days. I mean, maybe by tomorrow, when we come to this policies here, this scaling policy, auto suspend and all that, right?
yeah.
When we discuss this in detail, so I will be addressing your query there.
Yeah. So, but my question is making sense, right?
Yes, I got your
Okay.
100%. I got it. So basically, you wanted to say for others' understanding, I will repeat it. So this is the current picture of the compute warehouse, one cluster with extra small. You are saying that I have a query which is not performing well with this kind of setup. I want to scale up. That means add more nodes and maybe have like this small cluster within the same warehouse. This is your question, right? At the same time.
Yeah. For example, one fine day, Friday evening, my data load is high, and numbers of the two-way we face a performance issue. One is 100 users. Instead of usually at the time only 10 users access my database and run the reports. But only Friday evening there are 100 users login and accessing my some report, right? So that issue can be addressed by the adding the multiple cluster, which is called scaling up, right? That can be on runtime itself. It can be resolved if you have set up the parameter of maximum cluster of 10 or 20 like that, right? But right, each users are facing performance issue on the running the query. That issue cannot be addressed on the runtime. That can be resolved later by canceling the job or let the job run for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even for 1 hour. Then the next Friday only I can see and increase it, and I can make it better, right?
Yes, that's right. So Shiva, to correct you, just Let's see this. Scale up means resizing a warehouse. Scale out means adding warehouses to multi-cluster warehouse by adding more clusters. Okay.
Okay, scale up means resizing the warehouse.
Yeah. And scale out means adding more clusters.
Yeah, I think I'm putting another way. Yeah.
Just remember
Yeah.
one, maybe just remember what scale up is. So automatically you will remember what scale out is.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay. So just wanted to correct you that I also had made this mistake in the previous class. So just wanted to make sure that you are aware that this is what it means. Okay.
Yeah, got it. No, I got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So you are right, Shiva. You cannot have both at the same time. You are right.
Yeah.
Abdul, maybe I just got what you are told, but we can change from small to anytime like medium
Yes.
or whatever, right? Why?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
what is the challenge over there, Abdul, in a cluster? See, dynamically, I can go and change. I can add the increase the number of clusters also, and I can change the size also.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what is
You
the
can.
challenge in both performance and maybe concurrence? Why there is a challenge?
Okay, so challenge I will not tell you now, but I will tell you when I tell you the uh, scaling policies and this two scaling policies are there. So we have to discuss this in detail. Okay, so that time I will tell you that. But let me tell you what Shiva is saying, that right now I have one cluster, okay, with an extra small size. So what Shiva is saying, I want to spin up one more cluster with small size, that is 2 nodes. Okay, so this is not possible. As you can see from the settings here, this is not possible. You know, can you have a multi-size select here? No, right? This is just one select, correct? So first, that is what Shiva was asking here. So this is firstly not possible. Now to answer your question, if you said, can I change from extra small to small? Okay, suppose let's consider this is 2 clusters. Or no, let's consider 1 cluster only. And you are saying, can I change it from extra small to small? Okay. And can I have 2 clusters? This is what you are asking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
Abdul.
in that case, I'll just show you. In that case, what happens is, so this is the previous picture. Okay. 1 cluster with extra small. Now, when you have gone and resized it, okay, and also added 1 cluster, so your new warehouse, the warehouse will be same, but it will look like this now. This is how it will look like. Small size with 2 clusters. First it was X small, 1 cluster. Now it's small with 2 clusters. That's what you changed, right?
Yes.
See, this is what you changed. So this is how it will look. Previously it looked with extra small 1 cluster. Now it will look like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, and by minimum cluster, it means whenever I activate this compute warehouse, what will be the minimum number of clusters that should get activated? So I have chosen 1. So that means 1 will get activated out of these 2, whatever it might be. The other will get only activated when the concurrent query workload increases. So see here, the number of active clusters will vary between the specified minimum and maximum values based on the number of concurrent users / queries. Okay. So initially it will spin up whatever you define here as minimum cluster, and as the queries get, they start queuing up, it will spin up the other cluster if required. That is what it means. Let me go back to the original, guys. I will not disturb the default warehouse provided by Snowflake. There are 2 scaling policies, standard and economy. You can choose either of them, and they basically determine how the clusters will start and how they will shut down. So we will be looking at the properties in detail for this. Okay. So as of now, you can just remember or understand that this is a policy which will decide how these clusters will start. Once the warehouse gets activated, you go and activate the warehouse. That policy will decide how my clusters will start and how my clusters will shut down. Simple. And there are only two options, either standard or either economy. Now, auto suspend. The maximum idle time before the warehouse will be automatically suspended. So once my query is done and my warehouse is sitting idle now, so what is the minimum time till which my warehouse can remain active? That is what it means. So it will auto suspend after how many time, how many minutes? So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which means if I choose 10 minutes, which this means that, okay, my warehouse is done doing the processing. It is now sitting idle. For the next 10 minutes, it will sit, it will be on, it will be kept on. It will not be switched on or shut down. After 10 minutes, it will be automatically suspended. Okay, that is what it means, auto suspend. If I choose never, it will never get auto suspended. If I choose the minimum 5 minutes, it will get auto suspended after 5 minutes of idle time. Okay, but in case in that moment of time, some work comes, some queries come and they start accessing the warehouse, it will again, it will not get auto suspended after that. Okay, so there has to be a time frame of idle time which has to pass. And that idle time which has to pass, you can set from these options here. Okay. Then auto resume. What auto resume means? That this got suspended. This warehouse got suspended. Now when my query comes and I have assigned my compute warehouse to that query, so it will automatically resume. Snowflake will automatically resume it and say, okay, now your work start. You don't have to go and spin up the warehouse or activate the warehouse. That is what is called auto resume. If you click it, it will do that for you. If you don't click it, then you will have to go and manually activate the warehouse. Okay, this is, I'm going to click it. I mean, I want to keep the default settings as it is. If you want more information, see, if the warehouse is suspended, it will be automatically resumed the next time a query is issued. Okay, simple. So this is the hint they have provided here. You can give a comment like this warehouse is for ETL, whatever you want, whatever purpose, or this warehouse is for sales reporting. Okay, whatever is your purpose of creating this warehouse. So you can create a warehouse like this from the Webui also, or you can do it through the, so basically this is already created, guys, so that's why it's doing an alter here. But suppose if I, let me cancel this. Suppose if I create a brand new warehouse, let me say ETL underscore warehouse, and let me choose a small 2 clusters, 1 minimum cluster, standard, 10 minutes, all this is fine. So if I either I can create like this, if I click on finish, it will get created, or I can issue a command also. So if you see this, yeah, see, create warehouse ETL. This is the command. Okay, with warehouse size equal to small, warehouse type equal to standard. There's that. So this command also we will see in detail, guys. Right now I'm giving you a Webui tool, so I'm just showing you on a very high level. But the point to tell you is that you can either go and directly give this command, execute this command, or either you can do it from directly from the Webui. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if I finish, it will create. Okay, and by default it is in started mode. Okay, it gets created, and then you can always change its setting. You can go and change whatever you want to change. And let me just drop it. Okay, guys. So this is the tab where you will get the information on warehouses. You can create the warehouses here. You can drop the warehouses. You can go and resume it, forcefully also. You can also drop it. You can transfer the ownership. So all this we will see later, transferring ownership and all that. So yeah, so this is where you can see the information on the warehouses. Now coming to worksheets. So this is the most important area, and this will be the 99% times this is the area where you will be working. So as you can see, a cursor is blinking here. So this is the area where you will be writing your programs or finding your SQL queries and all that stuff. Okay. So there are certain parameters or context that you need to set before firing any query. Okay. So this is the context area here. Okay. And you can have n number of worksheets open here. Okay. So when you open these worksheets, each worksheet has its own session. Okay, this is one session, this is separate session, this is separate session. Okay, so just to show you session, so this is the command to find the session ID. So see this, it's 201. I'm just yelling out the last 3 digits. So if you go to the other worksheet here, other tab here, so it's 229. So these are all different sessions, guys. Okay. Let me close it. So you can create multiple worksheets here. So to work on some databases, you have to select a context here. Okay. So so if you click here, this area, this is called the context area. If you click here, it will ask you to select all this stuff. So what is the role you want to select? You can select whatever role you want. Which warehouse you want to select. Without the warehouse, you cannot fire queries. It is not 100% true. Okay. Why? We will get to know as we progress in the sessions. But to fire queries, most of the time, 99% of the times, you need a compute warehouse. Okay. I'm not saying 100%, but 99% of the times you need a warehouse. Suppose we select compute warehouse, then you select, suppose, some database. Maybe I'll select DemoDB, and there'll be some schemas. And always, guys, these two will be default schemas. Whenever you create any database, by default, you will get these two schemas. Okay. Let me, and what this by default schemas mean, they are all separate topics. We'll be looking into that in detail. Okay. So let me select this information schema here. And so which is my database I've selected is DemoDB. This is my information. So if you click on the databases, if you collapse it, you will see schemas and tables and views under it. Okay. So this is so information schema just has views. Okay. What information schema is, we will get to see in detail. If I click on any of the view and say place name in SQL, the whole fully qualified name comes in. This is called as a fully qualified name. When you have the database name, dot schema name, dot view name, or table name, whatever. Okay, this is also called as FQN. And if I do a select star from on this view, I'll get some data. Okay, so see, if I don't use a warehouse, suppose, okay, by default it is selected, I can't do anything. See, if I click it, if I run this, see, this turned on, this got turned on. Okay, which means it was working. It got auto resumed to work. Okay, that's what it means. Let me go and suspend it. See, you are asking me if I can resize it. I can go and resize it from here dynamically. If my query is not working fine, I can do that here. Go and resize it also. Okay, but we will see that in detail later on. Okay. So let me go back to my warehouse here. And see, it is in started mode. Earlier it was suspended, right? Once I issued that query, it auto resumed. Okay, so it will basically get suspended after 10 minutes. If it sits idle for 10 minutes, it will get suspended, but I am suspending it forcefully as of now. Okay, let me go back to my worksheets and let me show the session ID again. See, did the compute warehouse work? No, it was not required. So that is why I said 99% of the times it will require warehouse, and in some cases it will not. So we will see all those all that stuff. Okay, I did not want to tell that, okay, you need a warehouse, as hard and fast. So I wanted to show a little difference. But yes, remember, most of the times warehouse is required. Okay. So this is the worksheet, guys. Always you will have to tell what role you have assumed, what warehouse you're going to work with, what is the database you want to work on, and what is the schema you want to work on. This context you have to set if you want to work on some database. Okay. For example, this current session, if I go and not select any database, let me maybe go to another worksheet here. See, by default, there will be two parameters set already, role and warehouse. If I go and say select current account, see, it gives me my account ID, this one, and it is here also. Oops. It is here also. Okay, so all these commands I'll be giving you guys, so don't worry on that. So here I did not need to choose any database. So these are some commands which are out of database. So these are some system functions which give you the metadata information on the account level, database level, and all that. So for some cases you don't need to select databases, right? So that is why I did not have to select any database as such, because I am not. So this account is not a part of database, right? It is outside. It's outside database. So I don't have to select a database as such. So the thumb rule is anything which is outside the database. If I want to look at users, roles, maybe say select score role. Okay, account admin, maybe select current user. This one. So I did not have to choose a database because this is all outside the database. So anything inside the database, I'll have to select a database to, work on that or process that. Similarly for warehouses, warehouses is outside my database. It's under the account level. So if I say select current underscore warehouse, okay, so it says compute warehouse. Okay, so I did not have to select database. Okay, so yeah, and whenever you open a worksheet, it will show you all the databases that you have access to for that particular role. Okay, if you remember, I did not give access. I mean, I imported this data set with account admin, but there I did not choose any other role that can have privilege to see this. So if I change this account admin here to some other role, say sysadmin, see, it's gone. Right, COVID-19 is gone, right? Because I did not give the privilege to that role. So you will see only stuff that you have privilege on. If I go back to my account admin, it comes up. Okay, let me close it. Okay, and one more thing. So yeah, whenever you open a new worksheet, you will have a list of databases here to which you have access for that particular role. And see here, in this list here, you see this dot on some databases, and you will not see dots on some databases. For DemoDB and UDIL, you don't see a dot. For Snowflake sample data, for Snowflake, and for COVID, you see a dot. I mean, it's not a dot actually, it's an arrow, right? You see this arrow? So let me go to shares. So those are nothing but shares, guys, inbound shares, okay? Which means they are residing in some other account, okay? But they have been shared with us, okay? For example, this is, maybe this is my COVID-19 account here, star schema, and that has shared with me its database, which is why I'm able to see it under the databases as share. And it is marked as that arrow. So if I go hover over it, see, it says database COVID-19 by star schema underscore DM, and in bracket it says share. Okay, then it shows the origin also, like what is the account, star schema underscore AWS underscore AP South, that is the region and all that. Similarly, Snowflake, this is a Snowflake created account separately. We will see what is the purpose of this, why it has been given to us. This is a Snowflake sample data share. This is also shared. So it gives you a rich schema and gives you a lot of data sets, I mean, data tables to play around with. Okay. So it will come with different sizes. You can do a lot of joins and a lot of other use cases you can apply on these tables and work on it. Again, this is a shared.
Abdul,
Yeah.
I have a question here, right?
Yeah.
So when you created get data, when you went to marketplace and imported the sample data set, right? Which means
Yeah.
that a link has been created from a different account to the different account, and the inbound rules have been created. That is what it should have been happen. It would have been happening in the backside, right?
Yeah. That's what happened. And that is why earlier when we saw the shares, this thing was not there, if you remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So after I
Yeah.
created it, it got created here as inbound.
Yeah. So not physically, data hasn't moved to our account, or it is just a link.
Right. And that is why I told you it does not cost you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will not.
Yeah. Storage. It is not 100% right to say it will not cost you. Storage will not cost you.
Yeah. The compute will technically will cost.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though the data resides in a different account, it has to be fetched using the warehouse. Right?
Yes. So that also, when we come to data sharing part, right? So there is something called as consumer and reader and all that stuff. So that time you will see that. Okay. But yeah, as of now, storage cost will not be there for you because this is actually not residing in your database. It's a link, as you said. You know, in Snowflake terminology, you call it a share.
Abdul, this is Venkat. Abdul.
Yeah.
Just a doubt.
Yeah.
So the account you are referring is nothing but a company, Abdul, because what I see is that when you create an account, you are choosing a company, right? So normally in the cloud Snowflake, no, when you create a username and choosing as Infosys, whether this account will be created in Infosys company name, that cloud.
It is either a company name or the account project that you're working on. For example, if Infosys is working for SBI account, suppose, so that it will be created
you
with
can
that
take
project.
your example. No, what I'm asking, you can take your example. You have chose a company as a Infosys. So what may I ask is that whether your account now in Snowflake would have been created in the Infosys account.
Yes, you can say that, but actually, this is the account which is generated by Snowflake itself. But I told you, right, you can have customized one here also. Right, I just showed you here. Let me go. Yeah. So see, you can have a customized account name also, apart from not having this kind of account identifier, which Snowflake generates. You can have a more meaningful account name. Okay, but that can be created by or admin role user only.
Yeah, Abdul, I can explain him more.
Yeah, please.
If you allow me, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a Venkat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Venkat. Technically, if you see in an organization, forget about Infosys, right? Let's say your client, if you see Walmart, right? Walmart will have 100 Snowflake accounts. Imagine, it won't have only one Snowflake account. It will have 100 Snowflake accounts. So the billing happens based on the account, not for the user warehouse and all. If you say, if I have to pay for something to Snowflake, I have to pay only for the account. I have sales department. I have a data warehouse team. I have customer management. I have product management. I have physical store management. There are different subsections, organization, sub-organization, so many hierarchical sub-organization unit, and each company will have. Let's say Walmart, right? So each sub organization or sub organization unit, right? So we'll have if we see data IT, if you see the physical warehouse where they store the product and all, everybody have their databases. They have their own systems. So they have their own data warehouse, right? So those cases, their data will be moved from here and there from different organization. For example, I am the sales department, right? So I project that, okay, I feel I'm a procurement department. My responsibility is to make sure that I have the products available across the US in the US warehouse shelf next month, November. It will be sales will be more than what are the products will get sold more. Those prediction and all the data will be moving across the sub organization unit. So it's 100 accounts they'll have, for example, right? So so the billing and all will happen for the particular organization unit, right? So we cannot say it's a one account for one company. It is for Infosys. It is for anything. They will have 100 accounts technically. If it's a big organization, say, right? They'll have 100 accounts. So each billing will happen based on the account ID, each account. Now you got it, Venkat?
Maybe a little bit I got this is Shokmar, right? So,
Yeah.
I have not worked in the cloud, but my question is that a cloud means, say, every customer will, maybe if we take an apartment, every room is a cloud for every customer. That's my understanding, right? So if I create one account, okay, so now the Abdullah chose as Infosys, whether that username will sit in the Infosys account or it's in different account. That's my one question. And the other thing is that, see, you are telling that different department will be there. Yes, surely. So that data will reside in that whatever my Infosys room, or it will be a different room. That's my question. And the other thing is that Abdullah has mentioned about the share. See, if can I share the data across my company? For example, I have a Tamil Bhumi which has a HR data. Can I share from HR data from here to Walmart? Is that possible? Just to understand, that's my.
It is mine. So I wanted to share the data which is of a different account.
Different account in the sense you are meaning that can I share from different companies? For example, if I want to share from Walmart to maybe for Tamil Bhumi, can I share? Is this possible?
Yeah, I think we should be shared. We should be able to share that. So that is how you are sharing. That is how you are sharing the star schema data, right? That we got it, which a first load, right? That is technically an external data. It's not belong to the Infosys for which Abdul have created account, right? The data which you got imported in your Snowflake account is from different entire entity, which is no way related with your Infosys or with Abdul or anything. You are able to use their data into your Snowflake account, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, that's okay. See, inbound data is okay. That's a marketplace. That's an external data I can use. For example, I have some confidential data in my room. Maybe I consider as a cloud. Whether can I able to share my
Venkat,
confidential data?
Because
Yes.
this is my data marketplace only. The other two are not data marketplace. This, if you see these databases, right? Sorry, just a minute. Let me change the rule. I imported only one from data market. So if you see the other ones, this Snowflake and this Snowflake sample data, these are not taken from data marketplace. This is provided by Snowflake itself. So this is this is residing in some other account which is owned by Snowflake. Okay, they have shared this data with me when I created this account. So example, this is my sorry. Yeah, this is my account which I created just now, and this is suppose this is Snowflake. Okay, Snowflake has its own data in account. Okay, so in that they have database Snowflake sample data that they have shared with me.
Yeah, I got it that, Abdul. See, what my question is that, see, I have selected a company, Infosys, right? When I log in, I create an employee database. I insert that some records. Now, where that data will be inserted in the AWS, which account or which company it will go? Just I'm
Okay.
asking.
Yeah, sure. Okay, just a minute. So this is Infosys. Okay. This is Infosys. It will have various locations: Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, US, so many other locations in the world, right? Under every location, you will have. So they will. So Infosys is what? Basically IT company. So it will be working for various accounts under it. So it will have various projects basically. So it will have a Walmart account. Under that also it will have thousands of projects. Citibank under that 500 projects. So many other, right? So it depends on how you want to set up. It will not be so like, okay, Snowflake will create one whole account of Snowflake. I mean, sorry, Infosys will create one whole account. Under that, it will do Walmart also. Under that, it will do Citibank also. It's not like that. Okay. It is possible that Citibank doesn't work on Snowflake. Only Walmart works on Snowflake. So how it will create an account is basically it will be like for Walmart, it will be, and even under Walmart for a specific project, it might also be that case. For suppose there is a project called ERP system in Walmart. So for that particular project only, they might create one account for Snowflake. Okay. So if you insert data related to that, okay, if you're asking if I insert data related to that, where it will go, that you're asking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so suppose this is the account they have created for one project under Walmart. There might be thousands. I'm saying one project under Walmart. Okay, so they created this account. Okay, and in this they have databases. Okay, so suppose they create in that particular project. Suppose there are hundreds of databases. One is suppose sales. This is one is suppose sales database. So if they go to the Webui and select sales here, suppose this is sales, and it might have n number of schemas. They select the schemas and they do an insert here. They say insert into this table. So this data will go into sales database and whatever schema they have chosen. That's how data will go. And behind the scenes, I told you, if it is hosted on Snowflake, always behind the scenes, storage is physical storage happens in S3. So this is nothing but your S3 basically, the physical storage. Okay, but on the logical side, when you log into Snowflake, it shows you in the form of tables. That is the logical structure that it shows you to your eyes when you visualize it here. You are not bothered where it is getting stored physically, and that will never be told to you also where it is going to go and sit in S3. Okay, so logically you are going to see it as table. When you do inserts, when you write inserts here, updates here, deletes here, that will happen on the database you have selected here and the schema that you have selected here. Does it answer your question or any other doubt you have?
It answers a little bit.
No, but you don't seem convinced. I mean, you just ask him if you don't have, if you're not convinced, just ask again. Not a problem.
Yeah, actually, we are unable to understand what do you imagine the data value, this AWS and Snowflake. We are unable to understand. You are thinking something. You are correlating something. How this Snowflake works, but we are unable to realize that. That is the difficulties that I'm facing to explain you.
Sorry, you have some doubt, or you are having difficulty to explain him? I did not get you.
Abdul, he's Venkat have problem. He is imagining something about how this AWS and Snowflake, how data will be created, how database will be created, right? So he's trying to correlate what we are explaining him now with that. That is his problem.
Okay. Just a minute. I will. Okay, let me go back to the PPT once more. Just a minute. Venkat, we will solve your doubt. Don't worry.
Okay, no issues.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to the architecture. You remember the architecture, Venkat?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. So we have 3 layers. Okay, database storage, warehouses where the query processing will happen, or the compute layer. and the Snowflake cloud service layer, which will basically do the management and all. Just give me a moment. I need to close the door. Okay, so now this web UI, okay, this warehouses part is my compute layer. Okay, now my worksheets, the storage area is my databases where I'm going to store my data. This one, right? And this is my warehouses, which I just showed you. And this cloud service layer is behind the scenes, which is doing the management between these two stuff, these two query processing and storage. It is managing all that stuff behind the scenes. Okay. Now you are asking where is it going to get stored? If I'm storing here, like in this database, this demo DB in public, let me create one table for you. Okay. I'm creating one table, create table, sample underscore test. Okay. Let it be some A number. Okay. This table got created. Let me insert into sample underscore test. So, I'm very bad at remembering syntax, guys. Now I can do a select, right? Select star from sample. Okay, I got 2 rows. So now Venkat's question is, okay, this is the layer, this is fine. In one of the storage area here, there was a database called DemoDB. Under that, there was a schema called public. Under that, I created one table sample test and I inserted that data into that table. So where has it gone and stored actually? That is your question?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now, okay, so where is my yeah? So this account, Venkat, we created the cloud provider that we chose was AWS, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in one of our previous classes, we correlated. So basically, Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse. Okay. It doesn't have its own infrastructure. It doesn't have its own machines, to be precise. It doesn't have its own hard disk. It doesn't have its own machines. It doesn't have its own, in a nutshell, it doesn't have its own infrastructure. It has its design. Okay, it has created an architecture design and it has leveraged the infrastructure of cloud providers. Okay, so for warehouse, you will need some machines, right? Set of machines for computing. You will need some CPUs, random access memory, solid state drives. For compute power, you need some machines. So it says, I will leverage that infrastructure from one of the cloud providers. For storage, you need certain disks, right? Solid state disks, hard drives, or whatever. So it says, I don't have that infrastructure of my own. I am going to take it from the cloud provider. Is it clear till now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So now we know that Snowflake can be hosted on 3 cloud providers: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Okay. So considering our current example, we have hosted it on AWS. So for storage, it takes S3 service of AWS. S3 is nothing but a simple storage service AWS provides. It's nothing but a set of hard disks where you can store your data. Okay, it is a set of disks. So behind the scenes, ultimately you don't have to worry about all that what is happening behind. Okay, but just for your visualization purpose, this storage area behind the scenes, if it is AWS, it uses the disks of AWS called as S3, simple storage service. Okay, so when I inserted the data here, I created one table. I inserted the data there in that table. it goes physically and gets stored in S3 service, which is nothing but a set of disks, your solid state disks, physically. But when you come to Snowflake, when you log into Snowflake and say select start from sample test, it doesn't tell you from where it is coming. I mean, you should not be bothered also. You should be, this is a logical picture it is showing to you in forms of rows and columns. But it is actually physically going and fetching from S3. This is an AWS service. And S3 of AWS is nothing but a set of hard disks or solid state disks. For your understanding, I'm telling you. Are you clear now?
Yeah, I'm clear, Abdul. Maybe only thing is that, see, you're told that you inserted record from,
Yeah.
maybe if you from Snowflake, it goes to, maybe from S3 it's going. So it will use my account as my primary key. From this account, data as came like that, it will use. So account is proportional to a company, or how? That's just I'm wondering.
You are saying how it will say identify that in this S3 location this is related to my account data.
Say, for example, if you have a ADP, no, ADP normally will give the company name and then my employee code and then my password. So first of all, it will check which company. Maybe my employee code may be 100. This same employee code maybe might be in other company also. So first it will check for which company, then it go to the employee and it will take the password and gives the data. Same way, I'm checking for which is the top umbrella of this data storage, whether it's account name or company name. If it's going to be company, I have given Infosys. Whether it goes and sits in the Infosys data, like this, just I'm checking out.
Okay.
Or how we are going to club this data. See, for example, really I'm from an Infosys guy. I have created a account. Whether it will really sit in my Infosys that maybe whatever I chose, that is S3 bucket.
Okay. So firstly, okay, this is, you understood behind the scene. If it is on AWS, okay, this is specific to AWS only. It will be S3. That storage area will be S3 actually physically. You understood this?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, fine. So now when you're working as a Snowflake developer, okay, you don't need to be worried of how S3 will store and where it will store and whether it will properly link to your account only and give your data only. That is what the beauty of Snowflake is. We saw in one of the slides, minimal management. You don't have to worry where it is getting. For example, Oracle, there is data files which are actually the physical structure where the data gets stored. You need to know the location on which server it is. You need to go and find that server, check out those data files and all that. If it gets corrupted, you need to check the location. This is not at all required to be known or required to be managed. How it is going to link with your account only, which is the physical location of S3, where is it stored, nothing you have to worry about. Okay, all you have to understand is that behind the scenes, the storage, I mean, see, storage will be somewhere physically stored, right? If it is, I mean, we are saying cloud also, but it is a physical entity somewhere, right, in the world. So that physical data center is actually provided by AWS. So are you aware of AWS concepts like little bit here and there?
No, I have not worked in cloud.
No, it's okay. I mean,
little bit I know. Yeah, service and all little size thing like that, small I know.
Right. So S3 is also one service. Okay, and that service is nothing but a collection of disks, your solid state disks. Okay, so your data will be stored in disk only, na? Even if it's suppose it's Oracle. Suppose this is Oracle. Okay, so when you log into Oracle, I think I've logged in only. When I log into Oracle here and I say select star from EMP, suppose. Okay, I get this data, right, in the form of rows and columns, correct? Some data I get. But this is just a logical representation for me. Physically, it is there in some data file behind. This database is basically sitting on my laptop only. So basically my laptop is the server for this database. So it will be somewhere on my disk only. Na? The disk which is on my laptop, that will be holding this data, right? Physically.
Correct? Okay.
But since this is a relational database, when I come and enter like this command, when I enter select, it will fetch the physical data from there and show me in the picture of relational database, which is my rows and column combination. Okay. Similarly,
Okay.
but the only thing is that this particular data is sitting in my laptop only, because I have installed Oracle in my laptop only. The only thing is that this disk, physical disk, is not sitting on my laptop. When I am firing from here, when I'm doing this select star from sample test, it is basically going and fetching from that S3 area where it is physically stored. What basically Snowflake is doing is, for storage, it is using cloud service, one of the cloud providers service. So since we have hosted this on AWS, here, AWS, it is going to store my storage and it will use the AWS service, and Snowflake has chosen S3 as its storage service. Always. Okay. So when you insert data, so there will be some S3 location assigned. You don't have to worry about it at all as a Snowflake person. You don't have to worry about it. Like where it, even I don't know where it is. Okay. I just know that it is somewhere on S3 in that region, in this region somewhere in Mumbai. That data has gone and got stored. All I have to do is just go and select star from sample test, how it links to my account, this ON, whatever it is, and how it returns me these rows is not my headache at all. That is Snowflake behind the scene. The cloud service layer will take care of it, and the Amazon Web Services will take care of it. I don't have to worry about it. Is to some extent, has it solved your doubt?
Yeah, yes, Abdul. Maybe after working out, maybe I can get the full picture. Somewhat okay. I'm okay. Maybe another last question, Abdul.
Yeah.
See, you were given that service as a compute warehouse. No, this is directly any link with the database. The reason is that because when you reuse the query, our no cost will be reduced, right? So in production, whether is there any chance this database we need to use this kind of warehouse? Because for example, if you take employee database, select star from employee is a common query that will be stored in a warehouse. So that kind of any logic is there in the production to use this is a warehouse for this database?
Okay, so you will have certain kind of operations, right? So there will be an operation which will be, say, data loading. There will be a lot of upstream sources which will be coming to your system and keep on loading data into your database. Okay, so this is a kind of data loading operation. Okay, and there will be an operation called reporting. At the end of the day, after the data is loaded, some users will want to query that data and generate reports on it. Correct? Then there could be some maybe transformation jobs. Okay, transformation operations maybe. Okay, so depending on the requirement or the operation, you can create your virtual warehouses for that particular operation. You can create another virtual warehouse for this, another virtual warehouse for this, and then you can assign those virtual warehouses for that particular queries or loads. So here you can see you can create multiple warehouses here. So you can, depending on your operation, for example, there is a Tableau team sitting which wants to hit your database and keep on generating reports. So for them, depending on what kind of compute power they need, you can create a warehouse here for them. You can say, okay, for Tableau team, this is my virtual warehouse. Medium will be sufficient for them. I will give them three clusters. I will spin up one. I will give this policy to them and finish. And then whenever they hit your database, they will be you will just assign them this warehouse here. Whatever warehouse you have chosen for them, you will assign it to them. So for example, if this is, suppose this is my Tableau user here, okay, this worksheet here, okay, it is doing a query here on my Tableau virtual warehouse, suppose, example. Here you can select that. Once I've created it, you can select that. Okay, here there will be somewhere Tableau warehouse. You can select it like this, and it will start using for this particular worksheet. My Tableau reporting, you can assign that warehouse. This is my other worksheet, or you can consider some other user also if you want. This is doing some ETL work. Here I can assign some other ETL related workhouse here and virtual warehouse. So it will apply that virtual warehouse to this particular kind of operation here, ETL work here. Okay, so for different kind of operations, you will have to decide what kind of warehouse I want to set up and give it to those particular users.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
Got it? Okay, and what
Yes.
about, you were asking about some company stuff. I did not understand. Maybe we'll park that for later. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, Abdul, I just want to add something to Venkat.
Yeah.
Venkat, the company, right? The company does not have any significance for a Snowflake to organize the warehouse, organize the data, relate the data, correlate the data. Company name is just a tag. That's it. Nothing else. The Snowflake will not use the company name for anything. You can, for example, I have a Walmart. Based on the when I create 10 accounts, I use Walmart, right? For another 10 account, I use blah 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 something which is whatever the free text I create. I enter my account ID. Everything will happen at the account level. Everything starts the segregation. Everything will happen the account level only. The company doesn't have any role to play. It is just a tag, an identifier for an account. That's it. It can be a real value. It doesn't have any value, right, Abdul? What?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, see, ultimately, it's how you design your project. I mean, as I showed you this diagram, right? If it is, where is that? Yeah,
I think
if it is,
Venkat is thinking that the company name will play a role in in creating a physical warehouse, physical AWS storage, physical nothing. It is up to AWS or Snowflake to decide, or the region where you are choosing to create your AWS EC2 account or S3 bucket.
so what I
name,
understood from Venkat is that he's saying that, okay, if I have opened this account, this is, suppose this is my company account, Infosys. So if I store the data here, how it will know that this in S3, how it will know that this is my company data? That is what I understood from Venkat's question.
they don't need to know what is
Exactly.
the need of to know. Oh, this is my data. This is Infosys data. This is Walmart data. There is no need. Right?
Maybe Shukma, I had another question. Then the security breach will come. No, so if I can share the data across the account, then I can share my company data with some other account also. No, maybe my account data with some other also, right? If I don't have the top layer of
no, not everybody can see all other data, right? As account, you have to provide the inbound or set the outbound and outbound rules to a different account, right? So I can set up inbound rule or outbound rule. I have an account, right? So I'm as Walmart, right? I have an account. I can make the connection on database link. I can set inbound, outbound rules to Infosys account or anyone's account. It is not everyone can go and access all other account data. It is specific authentication. Everything will be there. They have to create the account, link, inbound rules, setup. They have to do. Then only others can see the other data from the different account. The company
whatever maybe. If it's possible, it's possible, right? Say very easily we can share that. That's what I'm trying to tell actually. It may be some policy out there, whatever maybe, but very easy of data sharing from maybe if I entering account in the sense I can serve one company to other company maybe.
No, that it is not that easy.
No.
I mean, so
Yeah,
see, guys, I mean, once you come for data sharing, you will get to know in more detail, Venkat. Like it is it is not so easy to give data to some other account. Okay. So
See, now, Abdul, nowadays it is become very easy to hack on-premise cluster more than cloud, right? If they wanted to hack, right? Even
yes,
anyone
yes.
nowadays, people on-premise cluster data leak, everything's happening on-premise also.
See,
There's no
as far
guarantee.
as your stuff is on the network, it is hackable. Okay.
Yeah.
Even your on-premise is on network only, right? I mean, anything that is on network, that is hackable. But trust me, AWS is very good in providing security for the data as far as AWS is concerned. And S3 has a very good security and highly availability, all that stuff, all those properties are there. But if you're saying, okay, you are basically trying to say that if this data which I have created here, this sample test which I created here, I can basically create a share of this and share with some other account, right? That's what you're trying to say,
Yes, yes,
correct? You,
yes, yes,
you,
Abdul.
you can do that, but if I don't give you the role at all, suppose if I am the account admin, okay, I am, okay, so this is, okay, when we study roles and users, this will be clear to you, okay?
Okay, okay, Abdul.
Venkat, so there is a topic called roles and users. So there will be a lot of security questions that will be solved in that time.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I understand you guys. I mean, since you are all experienced, you will definitely have these futuristic questions. I can 100% understand the excitement, but trust me, this all will be covered later on. But what you are trying to ask, basically, how it is stored behind the scenes, is are you able to visualize that now at least?
Yeah, yes, Abdul. Because initially what I started that foreign company, they will give some maybe this is a storage or something, but now I can visualize this based on your accounts actually.
Yeah, based on the basically the cloud provider which you are hosting your account on. So you have account, you have hosted this account, this 1416 whatever, that you have hosted on AWS. Why we chose AWS, right, while creating the account. So from that point of time, I am entitled to use the services of AWS behind the scenes. My infrastructure will be provided to me by AWS. I want hard disk, AWS will provide me. I want machine, AWS will provide me. Okay. And that is Snowflake has chosen certain specific service for AWS. For compute, it says I want EC2 service. For database storage, it says I want S3 service. As far as AWS is concerned, that is fixed by Snowflake. It never changes. I mean, in future, if they want to change, we don't know. But as of today, these services are fixed. Snowflake says, if I'm going to go on AWS, I will, for disks, I want S3. For compute power machines, I want EC2 from AWS. That's what it says. Okay. And as a Snowflake user, we don't have to be bothered at all. What they're taking from behind from AWS, what they're procuring, none of our concern. All we are bothered is my database, my storage is working fine. I don't get an error. That storage out of space or all that stuff. I just say, okay, give me so many computers to do my query processing. I'm not bothered from where you get from EC2, from ELB, or for S3 you get from Amazon Redshift or Glacier. I don't care from where you get it. For me as a Snowflake developer, I say I want this many machines, I should get it. I say load 10 TB of data in this table, I should be able to load it. Simple. Understood? But as a technical person, we should know what all services behind the scenes they are using. Understood?
Yeah. Okay, Abdul.
Okay. And as far as security, so security was a different question. Okay. So for security, when we study roles and users next, you will understand it more better. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Because there's a lot of stuff, right? I mean, the ownership comes into picture, and who created the object, what kind of role you had on that, all that comes into picture. Okay. So hold it for some time. But I hope your visualization is a bit better now. I hope.
Yes, Abdul.
Okay. Okay. So you guys can you guys continue for more half an hour so I can complete this whole tabs here, or if you want, I can continue tomorrow also. I mean, up to you guys. I mean, if you guys are tired, I mean, we can continue tomorrow. And you know what I feel that we have a 1 week gap, right? So I think since you're all working, I mean, it is understandable. You might forget some stuff, uh, from the past, because if you see, we had all talked about this, like uh, what is S3, and how it is related to Snowflake services. Some diagrams here. Where is it? See here, Amazon Snowflake architecture, Amazon EC2, it is basically nothing but your Snowflake virtual warehouses. Then for database storage, it is nothing but Amazon S3 files. Although you don't have to be worried about this, it is not our management concern. Also, it is not for us. I mean, we just need to know as a technical person that okay, behind the scenes, these are the services it uses. For if you host it on AWS, it will be some other service. For GCP, it will be some other service. Okay. So what I will suggest is, I mean, as and when you get time, just go through these PPTs. Maybe you'll remember, I understand it is a week time, and we often forget stuff. So, and it is difficult for working folks also. So
Abdul, will you share this PPT to us?
I think it is there in the drive, but I will upload it today also again. Okay.
Yeah, because this PPT, right, will be very useful in interview perspective also. When we have interviews in a day or two, we cannot go to Snowflake tutorials and refresh everything. We have
Agree.
this screenshot, right? Maybe in 45 minutes or 1 hour, we can entirely go through the screenshot, so we can refresh whatever the points that we need to take, right? For example, challenge. Yeah, so it is good if you are able to share this PPT.
Yeah, absolutely. This is for you guys only. So I will definitely share it. And I have a habit of asking questions in the group, guys. So if you speak to my other batch folks, they will tell you that randomly, suddenly I will post some question on the group and say, please reply to me separately. So try to, get involved and try to keep answering separately to me. Don't put it in the group. Don't answer it there itself. Just ping me separately. So if you guys keep getting involved there, so this will also keep refreshing what we have learned throughout. Okay, so that is one practice I adopt. So try to participate. It will be good for you guys. And if you still don't understand, just connect with me on some weekday. Take my time for 1 hour or maybe like that, and I'll try to address some doubts if you have. So guys, do you want me to continue or should we stop here? Please let me know.
Maybe we can continue tomorrow. This is my opinion.
Sure, no problem. So we'll go with the minority. We'll not go with the majority. Okay. So we'll stop here because even if one person is tired, no point continuing. So we'll continue tomorrow, guys.
Venkat is tired today because he was trying to understand many stuff background, right? We'll go tomorrow.
No, what I understand from Venkat, basically he's trying to correlate with some existing technology he's working on currently. Not sure what so you're working on ADP, Venkat?
Not ADP kind of SQL on-premise server actually. SQL server, ERP. We use ERP and backend SQL.
Okay, guys, others can drop off if others want to drop off. I'm not going to teach anything, but I just want to have some word with Venkat. Venkat, you have some 10 minutes, right? 5-10 minutes. Yeah, others can drop off, guys, if you want to. So, Venkat, you can hear me?
Abdul, are you speaking anything? I missed out just now.
No, I'm sorry. What did you say, Venkat?
Just 1 second. My internet just disconnected. Have you spoke anything now?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you work on MySQL, Venkat, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is nothing but MySQL only. It is on cloud. I mean, all the in your on-premise MySQL also, there'll be similar concept of database. You can create database. You can create tables. You can insert data, right? So that is. I mean, that is physically going and getting stored somewhere, right? So because that is what, if you fetch it, it has to come from somewhere, right? You have inserted it, but it has, when you fetch it, it has to come from somewhere. So it has to be a physical location somewhere. So it will be your MySQL database server, which will have those data files, and there it will go and get stored, whatever data you insert, update, delete, correct? So
yeah. So maybe I got it, Abdul. What my question is that, see, account also it's okay. See, for example, I have one account. Maybe if you take a finance, maybe one account I have a finance data. You can consider 1 TB. And another account for the same company, I have HR data, right? So if a reporting part comes, no, for finance, some employee data also required. Some there might be a case also. If we take expense and all, we need employee data with the finance. So that is the case. If I want to fetch the two DBs with different account, what is the top layer which is correlating these two accounts? That's I am thinking that above one top, which coordinates
okay,
two accounts.
okay. So this is your company account you are saying, okay? So you are saying for finance, I am creating one account, this whole account, and for what? HR, right? For HR,
Employee data.
for HR also you are creating one account. You're saying like
Employee
this?
data. Yes.
Okay, so you have two different URLs basically.
Yes.
So you're saying how I will share, right?
Sharing in the sense, for example, if some Tableau reporting is there, right?
Yeah.
So I will not share actually. I have this database in finance. I will have this database in the HR. I will not share. So can I get the data from different accounts? Just I'm asking. If that is the case, how will it link both these accounts actually?
Okay, so firstly, you will not get this kind of setup, Venkat. What will happen is, just a minute. Oh God, why I'm so bad with paint. So what will happen, Venkat, is you will have one account only for your scenario. I'm saying you will have one account. Under this, you will have.
Abdul, hold on.
Yeah.
I have something to say on.
Yeah.
I think we have a concept called Snowflake organization, right?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Maybe that is what host. Can you host disabled participants? Can you enable that?
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, I think that is what Venkat question is. Maybe this will clear up Venkat's question. Can I share now?
Yeah, you are the host.
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. If you go to Snowflake documentation, there is a concept called introduction to organization. This is called Snowflake organization. Here you can group an account into a single organization. Got it right? Right? Maybe this if you go through this is an I will put, I don't know how to chat this.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's not a problem.
I will chat to everyone. Maybe this link, right, will tell you like this concept called AWS organization. So AWS also has this concept. It is a same like AWS organization. It's a Snowflake organization where you can group your account, 100 accounts into a single organization. So for example, an Walmart can have 100 accounts, right? So Walmart can create a Snowflake organization. So Walmart can pay at the organization level to the Snowflake, right? The end of the day, only Walmart is a single entity will pay to Snowflake, right? So now if you create a Snowflake organization, all the accounts belong to this Snowflake in the particular organization. It's a single entity. Now you got it?
Yes, sure.
Do we have this in our course, Abdul? Snowflake organization?
Yeah, just a second. Can you make me the host, Shiva?
Stop share. I think his question is valid question, Abdul. Maybe.
Yeah, can you make me the host?
Yeah. Yeah, I made you go host.
Yeah. So are you seeing my screen, guys?
Yes, Abdul.
Okay, so we are going to touch based on the hierarchy.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, so it is going to come. Okay, so don't worry about it. But I think it's not that. That is not his question. I mean, he's trying to ask something else. I mean, he's asking
Really?
about how to share data or something like that.
No, yeah, Venkat, your question is, can we share the accounts from a different organization? That is what your question is, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
If,
yeah, we can do it. We can do it. So I have, let's consider the organization as a Walmart, right? So you have 100 accounts. So I am a different like target. It's a different retail shop, right? I can go and get the data from Walmart organization, one of the account from the Walmart organization. I can get it.
okay.
See,
Provided,
Venkat.
provided the access, inbound rules,
Mhm.
everything is the security, right? Everything is established as per the AWS security features. That's it.
Yeah.
Now you got
Okay.
it, right?
Yes.
See, Venkat, this COVID-19 database I just got shared, right? I got it shared with my account. This is my account, and this is completely some other account. I don't know where it is. It is with Star Schema. It is not even related to my organization, nor it is under my account. I mean, it is some other account somewhere with Star Schema. I don't know. So it is available for public. I mean, usage and visualization. So I could share it. I mean, they could share that with me, right? So
Okay.
similarly, you can also share anywhere. I mean, that is the beauty of this cloud. I mean, you can even share it with other cloud. I mean, this whole thing you can share it with Azure Cloud Snowflake account also.
Okay.
You can even do see in the Snowflake pricing. I had shown you that data transfer pricing chart, if you remember, in Snowflake pricing. So if you go and see that, you will see in the data transfer, you can do cloud to cloud data transfer also from Snowflake, AWS Snowflake to Azure Snowflake also you can go and transfer. So that will also have some accounts, na? That will have some accounts. So there is no foundation that I mean, the security should be in place. Okay, am I allowed to give access to that user, some other account? That should be in place. And that you will be bounded by a lot of privileges, roles, what kind of role you have, what kind of privilege you have. Do you have the data sharing privilege on your user or sorry, on your role? That will decide if you can do it. So security is there in place. I mean, you cannot, even if you create this table, it is not that in this database, it is not that you can go and share it unless you have the privilege to share it. Okay, so the security is to that granular level.
Okay.
It can be shared with any account in the world, provided you have the required privileges. Is that your question?
Yes, Abdul.
Now you are clear, right, Venkat?
Yeah, clear. That
Yeah, if you are
organization
not
and
clear,
sharing.
let us know. We will don't go without make you understand.
Yeah, got it. Maybe that organization, I think that really helpful
Yeah,
because
Venkat, I can share the data from a different organization, an account from a different organization, or I can share from an account which is not tied up to any of the organization. It can be an individual Snowflake account, right? For example, I will tell you in a real time scenario. I'm Walmart, right? I have some external analytical company. If you see, there are a lot of analytical company working for each and every industries. Even if you see the data, what Venkat Abdul was showing, right? For example, Goldman Sachs, there are different analytical company. For example, next month the sale soap, let's say soap, right? I need some input from the market industry, analytical industry, which soaps are being sold across the US for the past 2 months. So, right, what I will do as a Walmart, I will take a decision. Okay, this soap is solding across more when compared to other brand across all the US. Okay, let's buy more, make a stock of more this particular brand for next month. So this kind of inside data inputs that Walmart will get from different companies. It's a practical scenario, right? So this kind of the data will come from different account and different organizations from the cloud. Maybe that Goldman Sachs may have the what is Abdul said, they may have a GCP cloud, but still you want the data, right? So in that case, you have to create a Goldman Sachs have to create a share to an AWS account from the Walmart organization or individual account. It can be anything that you just don't correlate with the company account. I think you have to segregate that your imagination. Venkat. Now I think you should be able to understand now.
Yes,
Even,
yes.
even one more example, Venkat, I will give you. Any organization in the world is bounded by some legal compliances that they have to go through from the government. They have to share their data with government also, right? So if you consider government as a different organization entity and your business as a different organization entity, so still you have to, to comply with them, their rules, you have to share your data with them, and they will do some whatever processing from their side, and they will let you know whether you are compliant or whether you are a defaulter or whatever. Correct? So there are some legal challenges, compliances also you have to go through. In that case also, both are different organizations, but you are sharing data with each other, right? So that's how that it does not depend whether you are from the same organization, different organization, same account, different account, whatever permutation combination you can think of, you can share your data, provided the security rules are in place.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I mean, Shiva, thanks for helping out. I mean, I tried my best to explain, but still, if you have any doubt, do let us know later. If you want, we can still connect on that.
Yeah, got it. I got it, Abdul. Maybe after working out, maybe we will get some other also. As of now, it's clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, guys. So basically, this organization stuff is there to show you from a diagrammatic perspective, but we are not going to do anything related to this. I'm just going to show you the hierarchy, like how it works, because it is not possible to create organization account, and it is not an entity that exists also. It is basically how you tie up your accounts with organizations. That is not part of this course, but to show you the hierarchy, I will definitely be showing you what comes under what, basically. Okay.
Okay.
So let's wind up, and we will continue tomorrow with the Webui tool, and yeah, we'll take these other topics post that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night and good evening.
Thanks, Abdul. Thanks to everyone. Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.